gotta do it. I can't wait on nobody here to hook me up.
So what you drinking?
Well, this is Barefoot Bubbly, and it's called a sparkling Moscato and Spumante champagne.
Okay.
It's not
All
an
right.
actual true champagne because only champagne only comes from France. Everything else is sparkling wine.
Oh, okay.
So if it's not made there, then it's not happening.
Gotcha.
It's just sparkling wine. But I prefer this because it's slightly sweet. Prosecco can be a little dry, and champagne is very dry.
I got you. So let me ask you something about that shirt that you got on there. I noticed that
Oh,
is
it's
a
free to do
is that a
just for
football
you.
jersey or what? What is that you got going on there?
It's just a T-shirt. It is a
Ooh,
Patriots World Champion T-shirt. This is an old one because it had Wilfork on it and Gronk. Which
okay.
year was this? What
Oh, that's
year is this?
2014.
I can't even see. Where
Yeah,
is it? On this side?
2014 right there.
You
Okay. Yeah,
know,
it's
that's
got
what
them on
happens if
there.
you got too much
Yeah.
boobs. Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah,
See, it's
Vince is on
hiding
there.
underneath the shelf. I have to
Gotcha.
do that. I'm joking with you. That's why I don't have a date.
And that's what we talking about. So where's my date? Sandra Brown,
Are we starting now?
you know what? We might as well go ahead and start.
No, I
Make sure
gotta go get seated in the other room and all that stuff.
you got to get seated. Okay, well, good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
just talk
because
for a
I'm not
minute.
in the right space.
Hey, I got Sandra Brown on here right now. I got a lot of things going on. In particular, on this show, what are we talking about, Sandra? We talking about where's my date?
You say you have your cousin, so people knew what's up. Why this girl on here?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We got to make sure that you guys know this is my cousin Sandra Brown, and this show really needed to be done because this show is for um, basically the women that are single out there, the ones who need to hear about what's going on. If they don't really communicate with each other and they don't talk about it, but we might as well just talk about it. Um, I guess about what's it like out there when you're single. What's the dating scene like? Um, what to expect. Um, a good thing to ask is what are the do's and don'ts of dating? I mean,
Well, let's be clear. What
let's
are
be
the do's
clear.
and don'ts of dating after 30?
The do's and don'ts after 30?
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, that's something that really is a question for a woman. And the reason why I say that is because the reason why I say I think it's for a woman is because men, we do things that are stupid. We don't really have our head on our shoulders all the
But I
time.
don't want to say that because I'll be honest, at 20 something, you couldn't talk to me if you had a baby. Nope. I wouldn't even, I was like, oh, that's nice.
Mm,
And I would just throw your number away. Yep,
mm,
you were out, you were just discounted.
okay.
And part of that was I'm young. I made a choice to not have children. I did not want that burden, nor did I want the burden of anybody else's baby mama drama.
Hmm.
But now you have to think of things because I've learned and I know now that after that moment of exhalation or exhaustion, if a man's not wearing a condom, he doesn't have a say. And he may have had a child at 16 or 18 or both 16 and 18.
Mm,
And the reality is it wasn't his choice at that point. His choice was before he got in there. But after that, he's just got children. But for my age group, if I want to be with a black man, let's be clear, I have to be accepting of his child and his baby mamas.
okay.
And that is really difficult, a difficult pill to swallow.
Okay.
I
So let
mean,
me.
my reality is I, I don't even, oh, we don't have to get into that now because we're not doing the show right at this moment. Give me 1 second. Because now after I made these beans, I got to eat a little bit.
Show us what you got going on there. Can we see
Okay,
like
I'm going to play it so you can see it.
Okay.
Nothing, Daddy. They're outside with the dog. Oh, okay. I'm on the phone right now with your nephew, William. Alan, come on in. You want to say hello?
Yeah, where's my cousin Leo? Is that my uncle? Where is he?
Here he comes.
There he
He's in the
is.
corner.
Hey, hey,
How
what's
you
going on, big
is?
fella? How you
Oh
doing?
man, strange things are going on. I can tell you, strange things.
Hey, that's understood. I understand. It looks like to me that Sandra.
I think I need a cup of coffee.
A
Oh,
second
okay.
A
cup.
second cup of coffee.
Okay.
And they're counting them. I can
Because
only
you eat
have
too
two.
many,
Oh
and then you're
gee.
up all night. Well, what the heck?
Yeah.
Then you're like,
Uh,
well, what day is it? I'm like,
I'm not gonna be late for work. Okay, I haven't worked in 20 years.
the reality is, Joe, sleep
Uncle Leo, I got a
metabolism has.
question. I got a question for you.
Uh-huh. Is
So,
this a long question or a short question?
no, this is a short one. Don't worry, this won't take long. But I got to ask you about your team, the Patriots. So, how?
Oh, the Patriots. Okay.
Yeah.
Here
How do
we
you?
go now. Here we go now.
That's
Here we
right.
go now.
How do you think they're gonna do next season, knowing that they're gonna be without Tom Brady and they're gonna put in Jarrett Stidham as the starting QB?
We're not going to the playoffs.
Well, it's not going to make a lot of difference because we got a team, see. We don't have a one man band. So we got us a team up there, you know.
All
And
right,
so when you got a team, it don't make that much difference. See. We're going to kick
all
somebody anyway.
right.
You might even get a beer to pull on. Worrying about it so much.
In here, Trip.
Okay,
All right, so
that's
my
my Uncle
beans.
Leo right there.
I love you, boy.
You gotta love. Hey, I love you too, Uncle Leo. You know you my guy, man. All.
I put
Tell my sister I said hello.
some cream on it.
I will.
Some plantain.
Oh,
I made a quiche with feta cheese, asparagus, turkey and ham, and then there's a little bacon.
Okay.
That's what I'm about to chow down on.
Okay. Oh, bacon. Oh, you
All
got
right,
some.
let me
Oh, you
call
got
you
bacon
right
on
back
it. Okay.
from my iPad because it's bigger.
It's coffee time.
Okay.
Coffee.
Let me go.
You want to move your body so I can get a coffee?
And how long are we supposed to be doing this? It's 5:30 my time.
Man, we can do this as long as we want to, but right now we're like 8 minutes and 20 seconds. We're
Okay.
already at 8 minutes. The first part was my Uncle Leo being on there and everything. I just, I love Uncle Leo. I gotta have Uncle Leo on this thing.
He's gonna be a hit.
Hey. So anyway, so we were talking about before. And this is jump back into it. I mean, why not? Talking about, so where's my date? Folks don't have a date. Folks want to know what's going on when they go on a date and what's the do's and don'ts when you actually got a date. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Have you ever been on a date and then unexpectedly the guy just calls you on Messenger video? Just calls you, doesn't unannounced, but he just calls you out the blue. Straight up.
I don't.
What
I
do you?
don't.
Oh, that's never happened.
I've tried plenty of fish. That was a fail.
Oh, wait a minute, cause see, I'm gonna talk about. Wait a minute, I'm gonna talk about websites that
Well, I tried,
All right.
but I haven't been on a date in years. So with that, I found people didn't want to date; they wanted to have hookup or
Okay.
hookup sex. A couple of people wanted my personal information right away, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. And I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
I didn't because then they were sending me dick pics. Not nice.
Mm.
Um,
Bitches.
Like, I was, that's not, I don't understand what protocol that comes from. And then the guys were like, yeah, 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 we'll meet. And I was like, oh, okay, so I'll drive my car and, I'll meet you there. And they never show up.
Okay.
And I don't understand that one because I think I put a nice picture out there.
Right.
I put one out there. It ain't my high school picture.
Mm-hmm. And see, this is the thing I don't understand. Well, from how it is here in Dallas, Texas, it's like the men. It's a lot less men than women in Dallas, so it's almost as if there's like 10 women for every, I'd say like every 3 men.
I
So
think that's everywhere.
yeah.
And that's what makes them full of themselves. I can't stand a man with bad hygiene. And I'm not just talking about, oh, he's funky, but if you don't believe in going to the dentist and brushing your teeth and using dental floss, I know you don't want me to kiss you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I just had quit cooking and I was hungry after I made that food.
So let me ask you this. Okay, so well, actually, you know what? Let me since you brought up something that actually wanted to talk about these dating sites because I got like it's about 10 of them, and for some reason
Hmm.
they rated them like 1 through 10. So the first one is Zusk. I don't know, Zoosk. Have you ever heard of that?
Yep, that sounds like it's free. No, thank you. Cheap ass
Okay,
Negro.
so I think all right. So, okay, so are you saying that if you pay, that it's better to pay? You know, if
You've
you're
been did something, yes. Hmm.
okay, so so if you pay, basically what you're saying, if you're going on a dating site and you pay, you should get someone
Quality
who's
of
actually really
caliber.
looking because if they're paying for it, then that means that they're serious about trying to
They're not
date.
looking to hook up on the side when their girlfriend ain't looking.
Mm-hmm.
That's my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Truth or not, I don't know.
Okay. So the second one they got on here is called Elite Singles. The third one is eHarmony. I tried that once before when I first moved to Dallas, and I didn't like that eHarmony. Did you try it? I don't know if you
I
did.
did have questions. I met a nice guy. I think the problem for me because where I was and where I am, mm, I met an army guy, which had some similar tributes to my dad, and that was interesting. Um, yes, you typically pick someone like your opposite sex parent,
Mm-hmm.
but what his problem was, he was not available to me emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
and he had been married twice,
Okay.
and he'd been off to war a couple of times, and he was a nice guy and handsome, but a nice guy, but he just was not going to be flexible for me, and that was a problem because I didn't want to be left holding the bag when it was all said and done. And
Mm-hmm.
by that I mean, like, I like cats and he likes dogs. He hates cats, but he wasn't flexible in that. And I could see he'd be going back off to war and I'd be sitting at home with a whole bunch of damn dogs. And I was like, not going to work.
Yeah.
And it is way or no way on some things, and I didn't like that.
Right. So check
But he
it.
had a good, but I knew what I was dealing with.
Okay. Oh, you getting down on that? Getting it in, aren't you? No, I'm playing.
Why not? Do I
I,
look like a salad girl? No. Mm-mm.
I'll let you answer that
Not
because most men who answer
so.
questions like that, they get slapped in the mouth. So, hey, let me move on to these next sites. So, this is a site that I tried. I'm going to ask you this. Have you tried this one? It's called Match.com. You ever heard of that one?
Yes, a lot of white men. That's who I got matched with.
Oh, okay.
And it's very disturbing to me because I do want to date a black man or a Latino. But what I'm told is that my interests align more with Caucasians.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
very distressing because I like to think that I can meet my black king and have wonderful black love.
So, how do you feel about that? Let me ask you this though. How do you feel about dating outside your race. Are you okay with? Is that something you think that
I'm
you can do?
totally fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a preference,
Okay,
but I haven't been pursued hard enough by any race. So right now, I'm like, I just can't even be bothered.
gotcha. Okay,
Mm.
that makes sense as you bite down on that. So let me go back to some other sites. Okay, they got a site on here. It's called Our Time. They got one called Silver Singles. They got one called Love Again. There's one called Be Naughty. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I don't even know what that's about. I have no clue. They've got one called
You didn't do
Gay.
some research on
Huh?
these sites?
Do what now?
You didn't do some research on these sites?
Oh, I don't need to do research. I've already been on a few, and once you do one, it's not like the one's gonna be exponentially just greater than the next. I mean, I did what I did, and see, you know what? Since you're gonna talk about that, I'm gonna tell you what I did. Now, as you understand, everybody knows I'm married, so I did try Match.com. I did try that. I tried. I think it's called Black People Meet in Dallas.
Okay.
It's like a big one. It's called Black People Meet down here, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I tried the eHarmony. They paired me up with somebody from like Minnesota, and that was a no go. I mean, I actually talked with someone. I mean, they were interested in coming down here and visiting me in Dallas when I first moved down here to Dallas from Nashville or whatever. I mean, it was actually going good, but if you think about it, that's just, you want somebody that's going to be there, like anyway. But you never know. I mean, people say it worked out for them, but
People it works for. I
yeah.
wasn't lucky.
So, but
Not a pro-
the main one that actually did actually work out for me is that Plenty of Fish. I know it sounds crazy, but it's a free site that, I mean, you can go on, doesn't cost anything, and I think it's endless as far as like what you want to find where you're at. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But you have to keep going when you say it's endless. That's
I'm
all.
just
Just
saying.
keep talking.
There's endless possibilities.
What does endless mean, cousin?
I'm just saying. When I was on there, let me tell you like this.
I mean, what does endless mean? I mean, see, for women, it's gonna be different. So I know. I want to know
Okay,
what you think
and you
is.
know what? You're right to say that because right now I'm okay. So let me just go ahead and just clarify what I'm saying, and what I mean by that is for men. I noticed that when I go on dates, women are more perceptive to everything that happens, to everything that's going on, because they really want to be matched with someone who is on the right level, who has a job, financially secure, who can really do what it takes, okay, to go ahead and just make the actual relationship work and be real. I mean, that's real talk. Okay, so let me say this. This is the reason why I say that it's a 10-to-5 ratio in Dallas, because a lot of men clown around when they shouldn't be. That's why you have a lot of single women with kids. But, okay, my experience, every single woman that I dated, if I ever went on Plenty of Fish or Whips, anything, I never had a bad experience, like, period. And the reason why I say that is because I've asked them when I went on dates. I actually was very thorough in my questioning, and they were very thorough on what they wanted to talk to me about and tell me about. And it's true that men are not serious about really getting out there and dating. If they really want to be serious at that point in life, they can be. But for the most part, until we actually get our stuff together, I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. Until we get our stuff together, and we really want to get out there, we really want to settle down. That's when we really settle down. But in my case, I was actually really looking for someone to be with. Like, seriously, I wasn't even playing around. I mean, it just happened that every time I dated, um, I would date for like a year, 2 years, and it just did not work out for some reason. But I went on POF the last time, and I found somebody. I know. I'm not trying to be silly, not trying to be funny, but I'm
Oh no,
just saying.
this whole conversation, I'm just taking it in
I
so
know.
that
I
I can
know.
give a good, fair response.
I know. But so I want to ask you. No, I
So
wanted
when you
to.
found
Huh?
somebody, wait a minute.
What's
So
up?
when you found someone,
Okay.
how, what, what changed?
What changed?
Yeah, what changed?
Honestly, I think um, the attitude in the woman, um, the way that we communicated. I noticed that there was a lot of similarities. We were of equal yoke. I noticed that we were trying to do the same things. We wanted the same things. Um, I noticed that both of our parents were both pastors. That's just
So
something
you had
that's
family similarities.
yeah,
Okay.
that's very odd. That the funny thing is that my dad's name is William, her dad's name is Willie. um, Her mom's name is Barbara. My mom's name is Barbara. I mean, I thought that was just. I mean, it's almost like it just God just said, "Look here, man. You've been doing this for a long time. Now sit
Okay.
your ass down and you know what I mean, and just go ahead
This
and
is how it's gonna be. Okay. And he can do that.
he can do
That's what
that.
God can do.
He can do it.
What I will say is that my experience on Plenty of Fish was a challenge because my dad had just gotten sick. So just as I got on the Plenty of Fish, my father had a couple of medical needs that had come up, and it required that he would need more assistance.
Hmm.
And it was one of those new things. So if I'm talking to a gentleman and my phone rang while I was on there, oh, my dad's calling me. I have to go. Yeah, sure, it's your dad. I know you're pretty. You got all kind of dudes calling you. I'm like, no, I already explained to you the situation, which showed to me the maturity level. But I hang up. When I call them back, they don't answer. They say, oh, I thought it was a line and all these kind of things. But most of the men, like I said, I never met them because it never got to that point. It was always they call at the last minute to cancel, their phone wasn't working, their car wasn't working, they weren't working. Okay, a lot of things weren't working. And it was the universe, and you can say God also, that said, this joker is not ready, and move on. Um, Besides that, and getting the inappropriate pictures, it just felt it did feel endless, but it
Hmm.
wasn't what I was looking for. I'm not looking for endless in my bed. Shit, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
What I'm looking for is a person who says, "I like you, you like me," and I'm not gonna touch, tickle, talk, anything else with anybody else. Now, I'm not saying that has to be the way the first immediate time when he sees my picture on the POF. No, that's crazy. But there weren't a sense of a real commitment that I could get from any of these people that I talked with based on
Hmm.
my profile and their profile. Excuse me, the process for liking somebody or winking at them. I can't even remember. It's been so long now. Um, but what is really important, I thought, was being true to myself.
Okay.
And when I realized that I was just seeing a lot of jokers on there and that they weren't taking it seriously, I just moved away from it.
Hmm.
Because again, the people that started matching with me, I wasn't attracted to. They were Caucasian, they were thin, um, all kinds of issues going on. It wasn't anything that I would be like, hey, Dad, this is, I could say Johnny Gambazino, that ain't no problem, but I gotta want Johnny Gambazino in my bed. And that wasn't the case.
Hmm.
Um, and it wasn't about being tall, it wasn't about being short. It was just about being a real person and not a representative that we see online. Because that's the stuff right there that really is annoying.
Hmm.
These people try to show themselves as this when they're not.
Okay.
You can't always be like, I'm up here, but you know you aren't even in the house.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm.
Right. I think I had that experience before. Somebody trying to say that they looked like a certain way or they were some way, but they really weren't
Exactly.
like what they were trying to portray to be.
Right.
Um, that makes a lot
And
of sense.
lie, lie, lie. And part of what I had to realize is my success is my success, and I own it.
Hmm.
My failures are my failures, and I own those as well. But that I'm doing okay by myself.
Okay.
Not that I want to stay that way, but if I can't find somebody who wants to help work to betterment of both of ourselves and our families and our future, I don't have time.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. And I feel like this though. I feel like it's never really too late, to really find somebody if you're really looking. And it's I feel like there's always somebody out there for somebody. I mean, I just think like that. You
Because
know.
there is always an A and a B,
Yeah.
just waiting to be connected.
Yeah. I think so. So I mean, so what are your future plans as far as like? I mean, I heard you say that you wanted to have a husband. I mean, you know, last weekend. Actually, it was this past week. I think you mentioned that you want to have a husband. So, like, what steps are you going to take next to, just try to move in that direction? I mean, you going to get out there, or you just, how you feel about your next steps, though?
I don't really have plans for a next step because I don't want to plan for a man in my life. I don't have that energy, which doesn't mean if he comes across, I'm not going to be receptive. But
Okay.
I have to just continue to go about my day and my daily duties as I see fit to do. If I'm at a happy hour and he sees me and he wants to say hello, he should definitely say hello. He shouldn't wait till I come back the next week because I may not come back the next week.
Hmm.
That's how I feel about it. But the most important thing is to remember to be open and available. I don't see myself doing Bumble. I did that, I think, for like a week or so, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that. Um, Part of it is, like I said, because people are like, if I say, "Oh, I like you," oh, okay, let's meet tonight. I'm like, it's 5:45. You want me to just throw some clothes on and come out and meet you? Why
Hmm.
not set a date? You don't want to have a date time. Okay, why don't we just have a conversation? Why don't we just text a little for a few days? See if I say something stupid or you say something stupid.
Okay.
It works both ways. I'm interviewing you just like you're interviewing me.
Hmm. Okay. So I mean, here's my take on it.
Oh yeah.
I think that I think that because so many women are, I guess because this happens, like they go on all these dates, right? They talk to all these guys, and then they find out that they never really find somebody, and then it get. I think for women, it gets tiresome. They get tired of it. They get
Mhm.
tired of the whole process of um, meeting somebody, exchanging information, actually going out and going on a date. And is he for real? If he's not, does he play too much? And 9 times out of 10, it's just not going to work. And I find that there's a lot of women who are in those situations that it just don't work because guys are just. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just from when I've been out there and that's what I've heard.
Mhm.
But I just want to say this though. I don't think y'all should give up. I think that.
Oh no. Giving up. This is recording.
What's up? Who's that? Who is that? Let me see.
Oh no, you're not gonna see them. It's right by the coffee maker. Oh, that one. Okay.
Who's that? Bridget?
That's yeah. We have a coronavirus guest. They
Oh,
came by so that we can so that my dad could spend some time with their dog because my dad wants a dog.
wait a minute. You got a coronavirus. You mean what do you mean coronavirus guest? Like what does that mean exactly?
He came because we're gonna walk their dog.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but we don't normally have guests. So I said, well, you come by, just keep a mask on.
Right.
And she, can I bring my dog? I said, yeah, we'll take him for a walk. Dad'll love that.
Okay.
So that's what we did.
Well, that's what's up. Well, I want to say
Yeah.
that I already know you're gonna find somebody. I mean, just make sure you invite me to the wedding.
Oh, there won't be a wedding.
Oh, really?
There won't be. No. I I've been a bridesmaid like 6 or 7 times. I don't even talk to most of those brides. No, spent a lot of money. Don't even talk to those brides. And they spent a lot of money. A lot of money. I don't believe in that.
Okay.
I really want to do like a justice of the peace, or more importantly, go to Vegas. I love Vegas. Um, I got a couple of cousins that I've already told them, when I call you and tell you to meet me in Vegas, don't ask me no questions. I'm gonna just pay for your ticket and you just come on. And that's it. And when we come back, there'll be a nice reception and we should be moving into our beautiful home. That's where I
Mm,
want to spend my money, on a home, not on a 1 day event.
right. Because again, I'm gonna be upfront because I'm married, and yeah, it costs money to get married. I think we got a big deal. We rented out the bottom floor of a hotel. Um, Initially, we went to find out just how much the rooms were. I mean, that's you know how they have these big rooms you can rent out, whatever. What, Sandra,
No, no, what?
how many of them drinks you done had?
One bottle's worth. Just one.
I'm just playing. All right, so
No, no.
seriously,
Just one bottle's worth. That's it. I'm not
okay.
playing.
Back to what I was saying, but seriously, we went to go look at like how much the rooms were. You can rent out like
Right,
a
the
whole,
function.
yeah, like a whole room. It's like $400.
Because when you're doing wedding stuff, you have to think about people who are coming and renting rooms, like blockades of rooms. And that
Right.
can be a different. And if you know your family, you don't want to make it a hardship on them either.
Hmm.
So no, I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah. It was only two hundred
Don't don't,
dollars. Huh?
don't play like my glass is always
What?
full. Don't play like my glass is always full.
To my me?
Yeah, with the red solo cup. Nobody can see the levels. That's okay.
Well, hey, I was going. Let me just end that segment by saying because I got something else I want to talk to you about. I got something else on my page I was going to ask you about, but it was only $200 to do the wedding downstairs. It was wide open downstairs and put the
hmm
chairs up, and they did that like $200 to do that, and then we had the reception at Papa Do's like downstairs in the basement. Now that was like 1,500, 2,000. With the food included in it, but it wasn't. We didn't spend over we didn't spend over 4,000, but it was nice for what my parents actually helped out. They was like,
Yeah,
hey, they wanted to help, and I was like, okay, sure.
that's what should
But
typically happen. And I'm not opposed to those aspects of life. I just don't see that. Like I said, of all the ones I've been in, and I spent a lot of money as a bridesmaid. You don't get the dress. We do the bridal shower. We do the bridal shower gift. We do the bachelorette party. Then the wedding. That's just me being part of it, not the big queen of the wedding. And that was a lot. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that for anybody. I don't want to put that charge on anybody. I just want to have my beautiful life. Because what I said to all of the men that I was a bridesmaid for, also, my friend's husband, she's yours. Because they did become bridezillas at some point. And I was
hmm
like, whoa, this is untamable foolishness.
hmm
Some of the marriages are still successful, some of them are not. But I know that it always takes two to keep it going, right?
hmm
So for that level, though, I don't see the value in a 1 day event. That's a me thing. That's all I got. But I mean, I might get a guy that be like, I've been thinking about this forever.
So what if the
That's
guy? I
really,
mean, what if the guy wants to do that though? Like, I mean, do you feel like if he wants to spend the money on it and he wants to do it, I mean, that's definitely
yeah.
something
Then
you want to
he's
do, right?
probably proven that he's a saver, that he has no debt, that he really like this is the only thing he's ever wanted. Like that conversation will have had to have happened for it to occur.
Okay.
Because my savings go for something that I'm going to have a long-term investment in. That one day is not really worth it. So we had something in Boston, Mass called the Finance Basement Wedding Sales, the wedding dress sales. And that was 4 times a year. You could get like a $2,000 wedding dress for $100. Perfectly fine. They just had these big sales once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, once a season. And I'd done that event with girlfriends a couple of times, getting up at 4 a.m. to get in line for the store that doesn't open till 8 a.m. And then rushing in there, grabbing dresses and all of that stuff for a dress that you wear one day. To me, it's exhausting.
Okay.
At this point in my life, I'm not seeing the value in that.
I understand what you're saying.
When I was 20, 25, 30, maybe
Mm.
even 35, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm over that level. I'm over 36.
Yeah. I was in one of my homeboys' weddings, in Brentwood, Tennessee. You know, I'm from Nashville, and
Hmm.
we did a wedding, and you know, we were supposed to do like a photo shoot on a golf course, like outside of where it was supposed to be at.
Hmm.
But you know, by the time it got time for all the guys to put on their stuff and everything else, you know, we were at the bar. They had a bar in there. So the next thing you know, all the guys, we all are at the bar. Let me turn this around right here because I have to. We at the bar and we started taking shots. And I kid you not, somebody said, "Man, we're gonna take a shot," and it was like a thing. It had literally like 10 shots on it, and everybody was in there to take a shot. So next thing you know, one of the bridesmaids came down, and they just happened to see that we were down there taking shots. And then all of a sudden, word got back up to the bridesmaids. Next thing you know, all the bridesmaids started coming down. They started realizing that all the groomsmen were down there by the bar. Next thing you know, everybody was down there taking shots. The bridesmaids, the groomsmen, we were all down there just taking shots. Everybody was, and then it was like they had all these golf carts lined up for us to go drive out. That we're supposed
Oh
to go drive
no,
out onto the course to go take all these pictures, but we couldn't go.
and
Why? Because
because there's
everybody got toasted. But let me say this, man, it was a great wedding. It was a great wedding.
so. In addition to having a great wedding, my goal in life is to have a great marriage,
Right.
and I think the
Absolutely.
focus can be lost for a lot of people on that. Um,
Mhm.
and part of the age aspect, like I was saying to you earlier, is being over 30. The expectation is really different. It's just gonna be different. I want the stability. I want the honesty. And I mean, you can say, oh, everybody wants honesty, but no. Even if you don't like my hair today, I want you to be honest with me. Okay. It
Right.
doesn't changing it, but you gotta know, oh, okay. He don't really like because I remember dating a guy one time and he hated that I wore braids. And I understood that. But guess
Hmm.
what? I, I was wearing my braids. That's just how it was. You have to find all the aspects that you like and love and can live with in a person.
Hmm.
And you have to have that basis to go forward.
Right.
You ain't gonna be in puppy love 24/7 for 10 years and then it might not be okay. No, that's not why people get divorced. They get divorced because they send a representative while they're dating, and then they'd be like, oh shoot, this ain't the person I married.
Hmm.
But that's not who I am. And so for me, I'm so thrilled to just let him know. Oh, I'm not a salad girl. I'm going to eat steak. I'm going to have bacon. I eat pork. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
not going to pretend that, oh, soccer is my favorite game because that's his favorite game. No,
Yeah.
I know it can be appeasing and amenable, where I can really be a support system and see, okay, well, maybe I'll go to some soccer games and maybe I'll like it.
Hmm.
But
So let
it's
me
not.
let me say this though. So when okay, so all right, so you definitely want to meet this guy, and I know you will meet him. So for women who have a lot of personality, which is for you exactly, that's my whole point. So how do you plan on? There's no way to really filter out if you have a lot of personality and you meet somebody who doesn't. Really, it's just you know a plan of execution, putting him to the side, putting the next person to the side if they don't fit your what you want because you have that personality. So, with it being said, would you be willing to accept somebody who is not as like socially inept, but they're into you, they like you, they're into you, they may grow into something else. You may be able to grow with them. Would you be willing to accept someone like that? And
Absolutely.
okay,
Yeah. And my reality is most of the guys that I have dated are socially inept.
okay,
If they're watching this and they didn't know, I'm sorry. But you can't have two butterflies, you know what I'm saying? There's only one butterfly in a relationship. The other one's a moth. And
wait a minute,
it-
hold up. Now, what do you mean by that? See, hold on.
um, so by that I mean the big, beautiful, colorful wings, the
Okay,
extravagant, big personality. The
okay,
moth
okay,
is around, is still an insect. It's just gray. All of it's gray.
okay, okay, okay. I just want to
Nobody
clear.
said, I'm going to go to the moth factory and let a moth land on me, do they? They go to the butterfly arboretum and they have butterflies land on them. And they take pictures of that. Have you not seen that?
I have not
Maybe,
seen that. No, but
gosh, yes. Well, arboretums typically, like with a glass encasement or a solar encasement, they have like a butterfly colony that's in the area because they also help pollinate the beautiful flowers.
okay,
And they come down and they land on you and you can take the picture if you're quick enough. You got to be quick though. Got
okay,
to be quick. Nah. But that's what I mean by that. And most of the guys that I've dated, they tell me I don't dance. I love to dance, but doesn't mean that they're gonna not take me dancing. It just means I go dancing and they just sit and chill.
hmm.
I'm with them. They with me. When we go home, it's just he and I. There's no confusion. I've never had that in my life, so that's a good thing. I have guys that they hate to go to parties. My family parties a lot. When we go to family parties, either we go together or he doesn't come, and I have a good time because it's just my family. But for me, if he doesn't want that, I don't push it because that's not who he is, and that's not fair to push that on somebody.
Right,
And that's when you get into trouble because you're trying to change a situation.
right, okay,
Change. And the other thing is sometimes I have to say, no, I'm not going to be as colorful or butterfly ish. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it might mean that I just have to pull back for a moment
right,
because there are moments also. And I want to definitely be, somebody to support them in all that they do.
right. And I want to talk about something that I know this is running long because I wanted to, but
So
there's a
you can edit out what you don't need.
well, actually, no, I believe in getting all material in there and getting as much as I can because that's just what I like to do. But there's a statistic out here of why people cheat. When you get in your relationship, you get married, or either boyfriend or girlfriend, whatnot. Okay, so
Hmm.
there's something online and it's talking about why people cheat. Okay, so the first thing that people are saying is why they cheat is a lack of intimacy. Okay.
Yeah, which is different for everybody.
It's different for everybody because it's funny. Have you watched Bad Boys? Have you seen the movie
Well,
Bad Boys?
one, two. I didn't see the last one.
Well, you can see. Okay, if you see like the second movie of Bad Boys with Mike Lowry, how he's talking about his wife, and he's talking about I got an erection, so and so. But you notice that he doesn't have sex with his wife as much, But they never got a divorce or anything like that. But I'm just saying,
Right.
a lack of intimacy. It could be if the man can't get it up, or it could be where the wife is not really willing to submit so
Well, let's
much.
be real. It's not about the submit, I don't think. It's about intimacy starts for women before that. Let's be real. It
Wait,
does.
tell me, school me, because I want to know, please.
I think every man and woman know this. It's the question of, do you want to put the action into place early enough to get what you want later? Okay. So what you're doing is like the intimacy really, and I'm trying to think like a married woman, right? The intimacy is he paid all the bills in the house.
That's your intimacy?
That's intimacy because she's safe and she's secure. Nobody's calling her and harassing her. She doesn't have to worry about eviction. Okay?
Okay.
That makes a big difference because who wants to be wondering when I get home, is there going to be a little note on my door? Are my neighbors going to know that we can't pay our mortgage? That's a big deal. That's a stressor. That will take you out the game immediately. The other thing is that, you have some type of communication. Good morning. I got a long day ahead. I'm out the door. Okay, bye.
Right.
That's fine. That's what it starts with, Or then the next thing is, I'm on my way home. You need me to stop and pick anything up? Nah, babe, just come on home. That's where the intimacy starts. It doesn't start when we take a shower after we've had dinner, we get in the bed. All right, let's go. Let's see what's, open, eggs and legs. It was all of these things all throughout the day that lets a woman feel like she can just come home and relax and get right into the loving of her man.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you for sharing that with me, because I will take these tips and move them on to what I do in my normal life.
Right. And when I think one person said we talk too much as a group, that you do more talking with your spouse nowadays than most people who've been married 50 years, because we have the Facebook, we have the Twitter. So if they watch all that you do, what do you have to ask you about?
All right.
And you want me to text you at my lunchtime? I just saw you 4 hours before then. What's there to say? Now, the text don't have to be every day, but I think a text every now and then, if it's done right, I just thought about where we first met.
Now, see, I think that has to do with like how much you really are into the person when you talk about it like that in that instance,
Okay, right. Now tell me what intimacy is on your level.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it could be in a situation where, okay, there's a movie I saw this weekend, okay? Wife, she put it up. It's about a man who saw a woman, all right? She was dating a guy. The guy was bold enough to jump into a Fair Park ride, which is like what is those things that go around? What do you call those things? Ferris wheel?
Uh-huh.
So these guys were literally going in the Ferris wheel, and they just came off the ground. He was so into the woman, so-called, that he jumped into it. He asked her all these questions, and it ended up that because of his just sheer will to wanting this woman, that they ended up being in love, like how they were, And differences. You know what? I'm gonna have to share that movie with you so you can check it out, because actually it was pretty good. I was kind of shocked, but I think that there's those situations where there's really people that are really in love, And then I think there's situations where there's people that they are in a relationship or in a marriage, and it
And what
just
is this?
do what?
Was it Love, Simon?
Ah, man. See, you're gonna make me have to text somebody right now live, and I don't even remember. I don't know, but it's got what was the guy? Ooh, hold on. I'm trying to think of a movie that the guy was in, but
Was it gay scene?
do what now?
Was it was it a man and a man or a man and a woman? Was it a gay scene? Was it homosexual? Was it
Oh
heterosexual?
no, it ain't ever gay. Nah, I don't know nothing about no gay scenes. What you talking about now? Now look, I may have mentioned a gay sex site on this top 10, but I don't know anything. Not to say anything about homosexuality. I'm just not really into not really into that.
Oh, I'm trying to understand your intimacy level that you're talking about. And you mentioned that scene. I went to my phone and I
Okay,
put in Ferris wheel love, and the
on
first
Netflix.
up was Love, Simon. Is a gay movie that has a positive message.
See,
So that's
not really. You okay? Well, if that's what you did, I. But that's not the movie. Let me get you more information on that so you can understand. Because it's definitely not Love Simon. You know what I'm saying?
and like was it well, John Cusack was in one of my favorite movies, which is called Serendipity. Have you
Okay.
seen that?
I have not seen that movie.
I think the other guy, oh my God, Paul Macchiato, I think is his name,
Okay.
or Paul Giamatti, that's his name. He's in Billions also. He's the district attorney in the movie Billions or the show Billions. You know who I'm
Okay.
talking about?
Actually, no.
Paul Giamatti. Look it up right now. Giamatti, please. And I'm going to tell you about it because in this movie of Serendipity, this guy meets a girl,
Oh, Giamatti.
and at the very like awkward moment, she's
Oh
dating.
yeah.
Paul Edward Valentine Giamatti is an American actor and producer.
See, yep. And but basically what's happening though is she leaves him a note, says, if it's really meant to be, you'll find me. And a lot of weird, awkward coincidences bring them just past each other for like a year.
Hmm.
And then they finally do meet up again. And it's love. It's still love for them.
Gotcha.
So I thought that's what you were talking about. But then when you said Ferris wheel, I was like, oh, I don't know if that was in there.
Oh,
So
okay. I
you
got you.
when you make a reference, come on with the resource. Come with the
And
source.
you know what? I wasn't really expecting to talk about that because we just saw it on Friday, and it was a good movie though. It shocked me. It was actually no, actually, it was yesterday.
Dark in.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah, I know.
see
I
if I
had to
can
like
get a.
move my lights around because really, I just it got dark in here for a minute. But yeah, I was gonna talk about lack of intimacy was like the first one that I was talking about, and then you got the spouse is not as attractive. So let's just say you get into your marriage, and then all of a sudden your man or your wife, they just blow up. They're just huge, and so
Oh no, no, that's not fair. No, that's not fair.
okay,
It's for better or for worse. You don't know what's going on, and you have to really find out really what's happening, and you have to be willing to be vulnerable enough in your life to spend time with your partner to know them.
mm,
Um, because what I've learned also is, I have a few family members, and they were asthmatic. They had medical issues, and the medication blew them up.
okay,
Couldn't do nothing about it. They just blew up. I mean, they're huge. But
wow,
you got to know what you love about the person.
okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You got to see it through, no matter what. If the wife or the husband like get bigger, I mean, yeah, I would definitely,
But they have to know that's going to change their sex life.
mm,
And they have to know that also that they're going to have to do a little bit something different than what, they used to do
mm,
because it's not the same. And from my understanding, women may not feel as attractive as they get bigger,
okay,
and men may not be able to perform as well as they get bigger.
mm,
So let's real about our deficits and then not be afraid to be adult enough to say we have to either get a coach, a sex life coach, go to a sex shop. Yes, you can pray on these things, but really open communication and being vulnerable with your partner and not the community, not Facebook, not social media, your partner
Okay.
to get to the basis of your love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, and that's again, it goes a long way.
Okay.
It just goes a long.
Okay. So I've also got on here hypersexuality, which is basically just saying that the person may be too sexual or wanting too much sex like all the time. So they're saying that that may also
That's
contribute to.
really an issue. Absolutely. I think I posted something last week about a woman who sued her husband who was trying to have sex with her 10 hours a day. It's ridiculous. Yes.
Okay.
Um, yeah. And I thought, oh, this can't be real. I had to look it up, and it was. So, the reality, though, is you have to, again, it's the open lines of communication because it turned out that the guy has a medical issue
Hmm.
and it stimulates something in the back of his head that he feels like he needs it all the time. He wasn't like that before. Then after this situation, he became this bionic man.
Okay.
Couldn't work.
But let me flip it like this though. Let me say that let's just say that, you just could be a person that really enjoys sex. You know what I mean? Like you really expect to have sex at least one time a day. And that may be too much for some people, just once a day, where some people may be expecting it twice a day. And then all of a sudden you're just having it like in the case of Bad Boys, that's why I asked you if you watch Bad Boys, where Martin Lawrence, who's playing that part, he only has it like once or 2 months, and I'm just wondering, I think that when they say hypersexuality and somebody who's used to having sex all the time, then they don't have sex all the time, they're saying that leads to, you know, why people cheat sometimes.
Infidelity, yeah, infidelity. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely an issue. Um, Let me get a little bit more comfortable. So that's obviously going to be an issue, and that goes to communication. You have to figure this out sooner than later. You can't just continue to sweep it under the rug and act like, oh, he's just a horny dog or she's just a horny woman. Um, the reality is, how well do you really know your partner?
Mm-hmm.
And some
Okay.
people are not into having premarital sex, which is great.
Right.
And so then they might start having sex and then find out that they really like it. And that means there's a change in the dynamic. But the only way you're going to get through that change is if you communicate.
Right. Okay.
At the end of the day, it might feel awkward. It might feel odd. And that's why I'm always a huge fan of counseling. I'm not really big on, let me say, church counseling because people feel like, well, the pastor took your side or she took my side, or when you go to church that you might feel like everybody knows what's going on in your household. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I prefer, and I always suggest going to see a licensed um, psycho or, you know, psychotherapist or something like that, or counselor,
Mm-hmm.
because they have those boundaries that they cannot cross, and they typically aren't in your everyday circle.
Right. Okay. Good deal. And that was pretty much wraps it up for um, why people cheat. Those reasons. Those questions, and um, why people wouldn't want to cheat. Um, which is why I talked about that. But anyway, I want to talk about. I'm gonna move on. All right, it's gonna be something different. I don't know if you're ready for this. All right, so let me
Wait,
ask you something.
take a break?
No, no, I was gonna ask you something.
Oh, I thought we were taking a break.
No, we only take a break. We're almost done. We're almost in the clear. This is almost done. This is the last thing I want to talk about. I want to ask you about.
Place for you to do a split screen or something. I don't know what you're doing, so I was just trying to be supportive.
No, you're good.
Go, go, go.
Do you know who Takashi 69 is?
No.
Okay, do you know who the rapper is who has all the colors in his teeth, the colors in his hair, the okay, hold on. Okay.
I just ruined it. Blam! She knows nothing, okay? She's too sophisticated for that scene, baby. Takai, is that his name? How I spell it?
Let me see if I can
A-Y?
let me see.
Takai Miza? Oh, Takai rapper. I should go back. It's a female.
No.
Well, when I put in TKAY,
No.
let's see.
Okay, so all right, this guy right here. This guy right here. You ever seen it? Hold on.
No, I'm not quite seeing him, but
I'm
I
sorry.
am
Hold
seeing
on.
a lot.
That's the wrong. I'm sorry. My bad.
No,
But
I
this
think
guy,
that
that guy though, despite all what you looking at, you know what I mean? That guy.
I I want to see it all now. I'm
I
like,
mean, have you
what?
seen that guy?
No, but go ahead, leave it up there and continue with your question.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, okay, so Tekashi 6ix9ine, Daniel Hernandez was released from prison. All right. So my thing is basically this guy had like 40 million views in one day.
I believe it.
One day.
Oh, why you down? Why you turn it down? I was vibing that.
See, and that's my thing. See, you see how you liking it?
Well, I know why I'm liking it, but we're not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna get you gonna send this to me so I can get my twerking lessons on. Cause as stickalicious and snickerlicious as I am, I don't know, but these girls got it.
I'm just saying. So
Them
check
big.
this out. So, okay, so the name of this song is called I guess Gooba, Gooba. All right.
All right, I'm gonna look it up.
All right.
Goob.
In one day,
Okay,
this
you can put
song
it.
had 60 million views in one day. One day.
Okay.
Okay, Roddy Ricch in 2 months he had 140 million views. That's 2 months. Future had a song called "Life Is Good" with Drake. It had 440 million views in 4 months. Ariana Grande and Justin
Grande.
Bieber, yeah, Grande and Justin Bieber had a song called "Stuck with You." Actually, it's a new song. It's got 23 million views in like what 2 days. They're doing like a fundraiser to support first responders, but
Oh,
I'm just saying the
wonderful.
reason why I'm putting that up there is because I'm just trying to figure out how this guy came back from prison. Do you know the story about Tekashi 6ix9ine? Okay, so do you know?
No, no. What are we asking, sir?
I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, so this guy came back and said that he feels like that he's the king of New York.
Oh,
So I'm just wondering. I mean, is this y'all's? I mean, I know you're not from New York. You know, you're Boston.
Bostonian.
Boston. Okay, you're Boston. Okay, so
Bostonian.
yeah, so this guy was basically saying that he was like the king of New York because he's getting more views than anybody else at this time. I mean, I don't know, and you know what? You don't even know the cat.
No, so
I
I
mean,
can't speak on him. I really can't.
yeah,
You just introduced me to him, and now I just put it on, and I put it to cast to the living room where my father's sitting,
that's
and
messed
I
up. What have I done?
and I know that he doesn't know what this is, but I'm sure he's gonna be like this watching because there's a lot going on up in that video.
It's Tekashi 6ix9ine, man. I'm just trying to figure out how this guy. And you know what? I talked about Kanye West before on one of my videos, but I think Kanye is doing his thing right now. I'm actually, what he's doing with the
Well,
gospel choir and all
here
that.
would be a question I would say you need to talk to Bridget Brown about.
About what?
And talk about Illuminati and what people do in order to get fame and fortune.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about what people do to get fame and fortune. I've heard a lot of stories about young men going in and, you know, I'm just gonna say they go in and yeah. With that being said, We're just gonna leave that like it is.
All right. The sun is going down and my cup is empty.
I know my cup has been empty for, I swear, like the last 10 minutes. I've been looking at my cup, and it ain't nothing I can do about it because it's empty. All right. But let me say this.
Yes, sir.
It's been an
This
honor,
ain't the
man,
last.
having you on. Hey, let me get you back on here though. I need to get you back on here again so we can do it again. All right.
Yeah, y'all. I'll be ready for the 6ix9ine question or six. What is his name?
Tekashi 6ix9ine. See, that's messed up. See, I'm getting you back in talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine, and now you want to know all about who he is. And now
Oh no,
you are just contributing
I did a
to
quick search
the young
and I
fella.
put it on TV. It's already come up. Like it suggested me to look at the Breakfast Club interview. So I'm gonna watch that as soon as we get off here. Yeah.
Oh, he did
I'm
an
gonna be ready.
interview on the Breakfast Club?
Ready.
He did an
Yeah.
interview?
Yeah. You need to use better search
Hold on. I
engines.
didn't know he got on did an interview. Okay. That's what's up. I'll check it
Uh,
out. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Sports Talk. Sandra Brown, William Allen. So, where's my date? We discussed all that.
Yeah.
Little bit of sports.
But you know what?
Talked about
I
them
can't
whack
wait
Patriots.
for football season to start again. I'm for real. Football season, I cannot wait for it to start. I'm very saddened the way that Tom Brady left, especially after he just opened that new gym in Boston.
Okay.
And then he's taking my boy, because I think he's a real cutie, Gronkowski. Oh, he's one I would sneak into a closet for sure.
Oh,
But
Lord.
those two connect in such a way, it's sick. I'll tell you,
Okay.
sick.
Your connection, you
So,
know what? Your connection is getting a little like you're starting to kind of maybe your your battery life is going down. But yeah, y'all did. Hey, Tom
that
Brady.
that was shady.
Hey, they would have won the Super Bowl if they had.
That was shady.
No, I'm serious. Yo, it was. Yo, if I go, okay, I'm just saying, like,
Again, I'm not happy the way Tom Brady left. I'm pissed off that he took Gronk with him after he retired. I
right.
understand why we couldn't keep him. We couldn't afford him with our salary issues going on to bring Gronk back for another year.
Okay.
Completely understood. But to go over there, I'm not pleased with that one.
Okay.
But I am a Patriots fan. You know, people come and they go, and I'm like looking forward to see what happens with my McCourty twins because I think they're pretty good.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what's his name? Muhammad. I like him. He's a tight end, I think it is. He's come a long way this past season.
Okay.
Muhammad Seymour, I think is his name, or Seymour Muhammad, and he's really good. But we got a lot of rookies coming up, and I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, my thing is I want us to get to the playoffs.
Okay.
Because that's what we're accustomed to every year.
Okay.
So, but I know it's a new team.
Yeah, it's a new team.
They're going to have to learn a lot. They got to learn quickly, and they got to do what the Belichick says. And then I'm still like, well, how's Belichick going to adjust to all these changes? And I know he doesn't do very well with change. This is him. This is my happy face.
Okay.
I'm like, really?
Yeah,
So,
happy face with a hoodie.
I don't wear hoodies. My hair is too cute. But I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm here in the Maryland, DMV area. So
Okay, that's what's
I'll
up.
try to go see the game when they come down here. I hope they wipe some Ravens' tail, but we got our tail handed to us last season. I don't even want to think about that. But we coming back. We coming back. We coming back. We coming back. We coming back.
Well, Lamar Jackson is definitely the QB that is.
To be on the watch.
Yeah, you got to be on the watch for him because he definitely tore it up in the league last year with the Baltimore Ravens. And
I pocket too much.
I mean, those guys are, with Hollywood Brown, and they got tight ends, they got a defense. They even drafted some of my guys from University of Tennessee. Actually, they didn't, unrestricted free agent, but we'll see what happens with that.
Anything happen any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. So,
I love it.
yeah, thank you for joining me. Hey,
I love to see a man take a hit and get right up. Do your job.
Do your job.
What?
And that's the Patriots. I think that's the Patriots motto. I think that's what y'all.
It is.
What y'all say? Do your job or whatnot.
It's on the game at hand. We
Okay.
just got to do our job.
That's what's up. All right.
I'm feeling it. I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you
Oh yeah.
ready?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, so you know, we're gonna see how they. You know,
Ready.
we signed our quarterback. We got our running back coming back.
I know
So,
you took quite a few people from the Patriots. You're welcome.
hey,
Yes.
I mean, look at our coach, Mike Vrabel. I mean, he's.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, what? I
I'm
mean,
just
what did you
saying.
expect?
You
You know what
could
I
say
mean?
thank you. You could say thank you.
Nah, I ain't
We
saying
trained
nothing.
them up,
We
trained them
mopped
up for you.
y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got mopped. Yeah,
Whatever.
thank you for that mopping y'all got last
Now,
season.
let me tell
Thank
you,
you for
don't
that
even.
interception by Tom Brady last season.
This
Thank you.
feels like
So with that
the
being
football
said, I'll say
season.
thank you.
It feels like we need the football season to start right now. Right now,
Hey,
okay?
let me ask you
Because
something. Let me
I
ask
don't
you
want to hear
something.
you.
Were you were you expecting that season to end up the way that it did last year?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I didn't think
Okay.
so.
But I meant nobody did. But it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's all good.
It is.
Sandra Brown, thank you for joining me on
Sorry.
Sports Talk Unplugged.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, that's we can do it again anytime you want to. You know, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Just let me know when you get
You
you
let
let you know. Okay, that's
you
what's
let
up.
me know.
So I'm finna go
Let's
back.
see where she pick up from me. No.
Oh Lord,
It'll be my mama.
that's what's
All
up.
right, take it easy.
All right, cousin.
All right, bye, cousin.